is there.
It's a collar bonnet, a paper bonnet. No, top secret colour there.
Tell Smith.
Oh, he doesn't know. Oh, I thought he did.
Oh shit, sorry. Thanks guys. Happy with that team?
Well, happy with the win and the effort. It was a tough game, very tough game, and you know, both sides were until Smithy scored, it was really in the balance. So I congratulate both sides for the effort, I think.
Cameron, with the last try, it's obviously a key moment. Were you confident at all times to win upstairs?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I was always confident that I got the point of the ball on the ground, and that's, the boys asked me straight away, and I knew I got there. So I was pretty fortunate. In the end, the ball come off legs and sort of come back straight back into my hands. So yeah, we were lucky. I thought the Kiwi boys were really good tonight. They got away to a really good start, scoring the first points, and you know, they just kept coming at us. So it was pleasing to get a really tough victory here tonight.
So it's a good result for Australia, but it does extend this winless stretch for the Kiwis for about 14 years in this fixture. The fixture that does seem to be in doubt. Do you have any concerns about whether it will still be played and whether it should still be played?
Oh, look, I'm a coach, so you know, we have an opinion. Sometimes we're too opinionated, but you know, that's for the administrators to decide whether or not it's a good match at the early part of the year prior to State of Origin and other rep football. But from, I think, on a personal basis, yeah, I'd like to see it stay. It's a tough match. It's the first rep game of the season. It's pretty intense. Both sides are generally fully fit at that stage, whereas at the end of the year in the Four Nations, so many guys have surgery, and you don't see necessarily the best Australian nor Kiwi side for that matter. So, and I think down here it obviously with what 30,000 more there, was it 35,000 something? That's a great testament to what I think you know, people think of rugby league down here and of their team.
What about you, Cameron? Where does it rank for you?
Yeah, I agree with Tim. From a player's point of view, I really love playing this game. You know, all the boys in there, we love pulling on the green and gold jersey and representing our country, and I'm sure the Kiwi boys are the same. So, you know, whether the timing's right, I'm not too sure. That's for the administration to decide. But I think we definitely need to continue you know, this tradition of playing the Anzac Test against each other.
Player burnout's one of the topics that's brought up about a reason to lose it. Is this the type of game at this stage of the year that can affect that, Cameron?
Oh, well, I think so. There's always an issue raised with the amount of football played during the year, and obviously we've got the State of Origin series you know, back in Australia, and obviously if there's Four Nations on, that lengthens the season as well. But you know, this year it's just a one-off test end of the year, so it's not too bad. I'm not too sure where we go there. I think you know, the representative football, particularly international football, is important for the game. Whether we need to look at shortening the NRL competition to help our players from burnout, I'm not too sure. I'm a player, I need to go out every week and play. Administrators need to look at that and make the right decision. But as far as playing this game and players representing either New Zealand or Australia, we really want to continue doing it.
I think I'd add to that too, the bye is a big bonus for them this year. This time last year, this guy made 50 tackles in the test and then backed up in Brisbane the next day and made another 50. That's when you're talking about burnout. At least the bye, I know the guys really, both sides were exhausted tonight and they need that break. So, you know, and I think most clubs are going to be, well, Bellyache mightn't do it for you, mate, but I think most clubs are going to give their guys a bit of a break into the next round. So, you know, I think the bye for this representative game is a must as well.
Tim, a lot was made about this era, entering this era without Darren Lockyer. Captain scores the match clinching try and your 5-8 wins man of the match. I mean, that must be particularly pleasing for you?
Yeah, I said to Cooper he went a long way to fill those shoes tonight. That was a very good combination, and I see the Queensland selectors smiling as came off the field as well, just quietly. Both boys really worked well together and worked well with Cameron. Well, Cooper obviously playing with Cameron is going to make it that much easier for him to slip in. And yeah, there's not a real true 5/8 role. It's a sevens playing either side of the field really for Jonathan. So he got plenty of ball tonight, obviously. So you know, I was happy with the way it went. I was confident it would go well. Whether we won or lost, I was still confident that the halves would play well together, and that was the combination to go forward with the Australian side.
What did you make of Tamo's game?
Oh, look, he was nervous first up. He went out okay. It was a tough part of the game. Second stint was good. I think it was a good performance. I thought Ben Hannett played very strongly, and Shillington and Gallen, everyone did their bit. 12 interchange helps too. Again, from the point of view of burnout, going back to that, 12 interchange is very, very good for the guys, particularly the heavy guys in the middle. So that was a bonus for us as well.
Cam, what do you think of the halves with the 9 Origin?
Very good. Yeah, very pleased from my perspective. And they're going to be in the maroon jersey. Look, I was exactly like Tim said. I was always confident that they'd play well together. You know, I said that during the week, and they really complement each other really well. You know, Coops he's a very structured type of a half where he's got an idea of what he wants to do in the 80 minutes out in the field and where he wants to attack. And you know, JT's he's a bit off the cuff, and you know, he's got some things in mind that he wants to do, but most of the time he just sees something in front of him and he demands the ball. So that's why he's so much of a threat down his side. So it's a really good mix that they've got together, and yeah, it's nice to see them play well tonight.
Did they just slot in perfectly training this week? The seamless as it's
Yeah, they had no problem. The first session on Tuesday was good, given that everyone was tired after the trip and so on. It was sort of a 3/4 pace one last night. Captain's run, they were very, very good, and they followed instructions really well. We played pretty close to what we wanted to do, given the stress they were under, and so, you know, and adjusted well when Billy went off, had a set at 10 minutes in bin as well, so held together. Cooper made some telling tackles. That tackle on Pritchard there just towards the end, where it was a great tackle for a 7 to make on a big man. He was going to run straight. He was going to run over anyone there, and Cooper brought him down really well.
What do you think of the Simbin decision, Tim?
I don't agree with it. I'll have to have a closer look at it, but Billy's entitled to jostle running for this. You're running at the ball with another man, you can actually shoulder him to the ground. Right? You can shoulder the man to the ground. If he tackled him head on, if he was facing him and did it, yeah, that would have been a sin bin. That's a professional foul. But I disagree with running for the ball. You are allowed to jostle for the ball. It is a rule. And that includes shouldering him, and if he falls over, so be it.
Steve Kearney said in here in the previous press conference that the game is to start looking at having an NRL referee do these games rather than English referee. What do you think?
Well, we played pretty much, they adjusted the rules up until last night and went as close to NRL rules as they could, particularly say, for instance, that pass by JT, he got that ball back because we had, the rules had been changed last night to go to NRL rules. In other words, if you pass on simultaneous call, which he had, he gets the ball back. So that was a bonus for us.
His point wasn't the rules, he's saying the referee should be an NRL referee.
Yeah, I'm saying, I started to say the rules went that way, so I would like to see the referee go that way as well. And nothing against English referees. I get on really well with English referees, you know that. But you know, they fly out late, and you know, they have to pick up on the interpretations that we're using. However, you know, it's a difficult one. You could play under the 2 referee system as well. We'd play State of Origin that way, but it would have to be a bipartisan agreement between New Zealand and Australia, I would imagine.
I think he suggested that 2 referees might be the way to go as well.
Well, at the end of the day, I just worry though that 4 years ago when I started, we had 2 rule changes. One was you couldn't tackle in the air, and the other one, either man, and the other one was the 12 interchange. Now I've got 2.5 pages of differences in the international interpretation, so I'm worried about where we're going there. It's not easy, and the boys that say it, we had 3 different versions of it before we finished today, saying, oh look, we've changed our mind, we're going back to this rule. So that's something that we've got to address, I think, let alone which referee referees it.
Well, we can't be going from one set of rules for Australia, New Zealand and different set of rules for Australia or England or anything like that.
Well, it'll make it harder for when we tour, for instance, World Cup next year. So I think it needs to be addressed by World Cup next year, the rule interpretations between, the rest of the world, England, New Zealand and Australia, there's no doubt.
Thanks, guys. Let the rooms open a little bit.
Do I have a second?